Episode 56?
We're live right now.
Okay. Are you sure? I don't see it. You got to give
Oh,
me a minute. And
I
then you're going to have to do the intro again.
had-
You gotta scroll down, bub. Crank 'em up.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode
I think
56,
I
Chasing
think I can hear
Tails.
Mike from here. Theo just told me 79's here.
79 here. Ask how that backup driver's doing.
Yeah, my backup driver probably gonna test her. I don't know if that long.
We're live right now. Oh, we're not live on Facebook. Where are we live at?
YouTube, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'm trying to get my computer.
Can
Yeah,
we-
if you can get it
can-
going, that'd be huge.
Can I post on Chasing Tails that we have some, we're on a wind delay?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
should start.
Hold on. We might have got it. Let's go.
What's wrong? Hey, Carol.
If it does go live, just do the intro
It's
again.
live.
We're live. We're live. All right. See you, bro.
All right.
All right. No more intro. Just roll into your talking, Bob. Let's
Ladies
go.
and gentlemen, this is episode 56, Chasing Tails. We got a
Jeez.
banger for you. We got Kyle Bipes. We got Austin Hayes. We're going to go over Madison, talk a little bit of Valleyfield, just see how the weekend went in Madison. And so Bipes, fill us in. What do you think? Was it a success? Was it a failure? Everything good? How was
It
it?
was a success. It was good.
Yeah?
It was good. A lot of racing on the water, not as much as what I would have liked. I tried to tell people it was going to be nonstop action. Once we got going Saturday, it was. Sunday, we started to, and then a little wind kicked up. And I saw some people say, well, you should have had the National Weather Service on the phone figuring it out. I had a guy right next to me from the National Weather Service that was telling me what was going on. The heat we're in that big valley, and the heat from the Indiana side and Kentucky side, it was so hot and that water was so cool that it was just causing sorry, I got bugs everywhere. It was causing like 10, 12 mile an hour breeze right up the river. That's what was causing it, because everybody was saying, oh, there's no wind, there's no wind. Well, the farther west you went on the course, the rougher it got. I was told 1 to 2 foot swells. They wouldn't let me go out on the boat and ride with them to see it. I know Andrew, Vilwalk, Jamie, and Corey all went out there to check it out. Ultimately,
Well,
we
there's your
released.
You just muted yourself, Bob.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Man,
Don't
there's
touch
your
your
problem
mic.
right there. You got to send some 2.5 stock and skip guys out there. They'll tell you the truth.
So they were going to have Jimmy Stewart and Dallas go out there, but the boat left them on the dock. They were walking out there, and the boat took off as they were walking to the boat.
Oh,
So
I can hear the conversation now on that boat, guys. I really don't want to go in this first turn. Oh man, it's a 2-mile course. How about we
But
just get
there-
back and tell them it's too rough?
Yeah, there was one line. I won't tell you what driver it was, but there was one line that kind of, I think, made Jonathan's mind, and it was, "This is Detroit on a good day." And they came back, and that's when they decided to go run. And when they were out there testing or going through the milling period, I saw them go through turn 1 multiple times, and it didn't
Yeah.
look. I mean, it wasn't smooth. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that.
No, it really is.
Right, but it was decent. It was decent. As a race promoter, I want them to run, but at the same time, I don't want anybody to hurt a boat or hurt themselves, get into a bad accident and hurt themselves. And luckily, we didn't have anything too crazy at the unlimited level. We had a couple spin outs in the 2.5, and we did have a boat that wanted to go to the bottom of the river, but nobody got hurt, which is good. Overall, it was pretty successful.
That's good. That's good. How was the attendance on fans over the weekend?
Saturday was absolutely packed.
Yeah.
It was the most people I've seen in recent memory. Sunday was looking good until that wind delay hit at about I can't remember, like 1 or 2 o'clock, I think is when it started. Fans started leaving, so that sucked. I hated it. I never want to see fans leave disappointed, but unfortunately, there's just nothing that we could have done. We wanted boats running. I was super passionate with some officials to try to get them out there, and they were just looking out for the safety of the drivers, and I understand that role of it. But man, when I was seeing people leave heads down, pissed off, it just makes me mad, and I want to do everything I can to make sure they enjoy the show.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that one.
It's a tough spot
That's
to
for
be in.
So let's talk about the racing. We had some technical difficulties, so we were talking a little bit before we had to figure that out. But you said a fan favorite was definitely the Jersey Speed Skiffs.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
No
loved
surprise
loved
there.
the skiffs. Everybody. They put on one hell of a show, and it was a little rough for them. Their first heat on Saturday, I don't remember what boat it was coming up the backstretch, but took a big hop, and I think that's when everybody was like, "Okay, this stuff's
Kevin
for
Gunther.
real."
That was a good way to introduce
Yeah,
him right
that
there.
dude took a gnarly hop.
Oh, that was Kevin Gunther because he stood
Was
it
it?
straight up and down, and then the way it came down, I thought the boat was just going to blow apart,
Yeah,
but it stayed together, and
that was
kept going. I
first
like,
lap
"Holy
or their first
shit."
heat, I think.
Yeah, that was nasty.
It's a good
Yep.
good way to introduce
At that
him
moment,
to
everybody was
class.
like, "All right, this is legit. These
Yeah.
things are cool." And I think they all enjoyed it. All the racers enjoyed it. All 8 boats said the parade was their favorite part of the whole weekend.
Yeah.
They've never seen anything like that, and I feel like this year there were like 15 or 20,000 people lining the streets. It was
No doubt.
crazy.
I mean, I think Madison did it as best as you could. You got unlimiteds down to 2.5 stocks. You have a parade. You have a banger of a concert with people, with worldwide known artists, and
Mhm.
fireworks, 4th of July. Like, come on, how can you do better than that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Saturday was super cool. Vincent Mason was playing, and he stopped right at 10 o'clock. And like as soon as the lights went down on the stage, fireworks started coming up from the river. It was like the perfect timing for everything.
Awesome.
So it was super, super cool. And then the best heat of the year, maybe the last 5 or 6 years, I know Tommy Shannon had a couple good ones last year, was between Grant Liddycoat and Dylan Goodell. That heat
That
was
was awesome.
unbelievable to watch live.
Yeah, they were deck to deck. I seen them on the first lap, and then, Grant was a little behind, and then he made up some ground, and it just looked like he didn't have that oomph to get him around Dylan all the way. So they just had that deck to deck battle, and I gotta say, hats off to the H1 live stream. They stepped it up from Guntersville because they covered that heat really good. And from seeing it from the live stream, it had me standing on my feet. That was an electric heat.
Yeah, it was fun to watch live. Everybody was on their feet at the shoreline. Nobody knew who won when they crossed the finish
No.
line. They had no idea. But
I think they said it came down to
that's
like
what we want.
14 inches.
We want
or
racing
something
like that. And that was our goal of the shorter course this year, was deck to deck racing. We didn't get there. The only really 2 heats that had a chance unlimited wise, Andrew ducked in the inside of Corey, took his foot off the pedal and killed the turbine, so didn't really get to see that. And then in the final, when Corey kind of hooked a little bit, hit a roller, kind of hooked a little bit in turn 1 at the start. So we never really got that deck to deck battle. The race with JMK and Vilwalk was a decent one, but we just never really got a chance to see that. But it was a good weekend overall.
Yeah.
Austin dominated the 2.5. The Grand Prix were looking to be great. Brandon's, but I mean, that 35 is just extremely fast. Extremely fast. They got it dialed in right now.
I wish Brandon was on the stream. I wanted to bust his balls on that start. I mean, you can't bust it too bad because he was I think he entered 2 boat lengths back and he exited 2 boat lengths ahead. So, I mean,
Right,
Why
as
don't I
much
get
as
this
I
type
can,
of courtesy?
right.
What the hell is that about?
As much as I want to bust his balls on the start, it's like, well, you made it up in the first turn. So, but
Yeah.
no, you'll never, Kyle. I'll never let you live down a 3-4 second
Come on, man.
late start. I mean,
Still exiting.
You guys can hear Kyle?
yeah.
He's black on my screen. I see nothing.
I hear him.
Well,
You gotta fix that Wi-Fi, bite.
Hang on a second.
Can you not even hear him?
I was about to say.
No.
I said something to him a couple times. He didn't respond.
I thought he was just ignoring you.
Oh shit. That's why I just let it go. Wouldn't be too far off par.
We lost
Probably
him.
Let him back in.
we lost him.
I'd
Where'd he
ask
go?
a question, but I don't want to ask something you guys have already covered. I'm a little late.
No, go ahead, ask it. We'll tell you if you covered it or not.
Well, I was
What
about
up,
to
dude?
ask- What's up?
I can see him now.
No, but I was just gonna ask, as you know, we obviously all three of us got to be there, see it live, and you know, I kind of picking up on what you guys have been kind of concluding on. I think the weekend had a lot to give, but I think what we were able to get done, and you know, when you look at the overall event, not just the racing, it was a phenomenal event. But from watching from home perspective, what did you think of the weekend?
You know, besides the wind delays, I was apprehensive about, you know, because we talk about crane setup a lot, pit setup, and this is the first time that Madison has had, you know, this many classes on. I was a little apprehensive on how it was going to go down, but you know, besides trying to get Brandon qualified, it went down pretty good. You know, boats were on the water. I was really surprised, you know, when on the live stream looking at the drone as the class, like, you know, 2.5 stocks would go in. There's already a class sitting there ready to go out. So the boats are already in the water. So the delays were obviously on the judges stand. You can tell that from the live stream, just because the drones did a phenomenal job at just panning around, showing what's going on in the pits, what's going on in the docks and the race course. They weren't just showing the race course and that's it. So it was pretty good from the live stream. Madison, I'm not saying this just because the man's sitting here, but Madison did a really good job with trying to get heats off when they can, weather permitting.
It was, I mean, it was night and day better from the last 2 years, and
yeah,
you know, I think the program was a lot different, and I think in the years past it's been like, okay, we almost have to extend the show versus you know, like stretch it out over the day, versus with as many boats as they had, as many classes they had, it was like, we don't really have to do that. Let's just put heats on the water. And you know, obviously when you spend the entire Friday and you don't really get to see a lot of boats on the water, you want to please the fans. And I was pretty active on Facebook about it the other day, but there's nothing you can do about the wind. There's nothing you can do about the current. There's controllables and there's uncontrollables.
People were saying that, oh, no one knows what was going on. I could, from the live stream, I could hear the PA system talking about what was going on the whole time. And if you felt unupdated, you either happened to come into the live stream at the worst time, like they just made an update and you're waiting a full 30 or whatever for the next one, or you're not paying attention to the places. I think this is from people that were there, but I'm like,
oh shit, we were sitting in the pits with generators and boats firing off. I heard damn near every update they made. It was every 20, 30 minutes max.
Well, this could be from people who were sitting outside of the paid area. You're not going to have a PA system outside.
Then follow the Facebook page. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
They were mad at,
followed multiple and knowing what was going on.
So
I don't want to hate on
Madison
fans,
Regatta
but I just think we can't cater to people that aren't trying to help themselves too.
Yeah, and that's I know Jeff Ayler made a post yesterday. I think
he said it better than anybody.
Yeah, there's I mean, I love all our fans. I don't want to say I don't love them, but man, there are times when they can just be absolutely brutal. Extremely passionate fans, which is great, but at the same time, it can hurt you too.
Yeah.
But I mean, Madison Regatta never made a we didn't update very well over the whole course of the weekend. So I'll take the blame for that. But at the same time, H1's keeping everybody updated. Hydra News, Unlimiteds.net,
GPA, BWR
GPA.
Racing. I
Yeah,
mean,
there were a
BWR probably
bunch out
updated
there.
everybody better than anybody else did all weekend. I mean, they were on
Yeah.
top of their stuff. It's just
Yeah, so
if you really care and you're really paying attention, and it's not like you have to really look that hard, but if you really want to know what's going on, it's not hard to find. And I get it. Like, it'd be nice if, we could put a freaking sign up towing behind a plane every 30 minutes or some shit so everybody gets to see it. But I mean,
right.
at some point, if you're really curious about what's going on, you do have to dig a little bit. It's not like we got personal assistants to come around and tell you like, hey, they're going to make another evaluation in 15 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it. It, like you said, it's the fans are passionate. And I think the frustration comes from a place of passion. They want to see boats on the water. They want to know what's going on. But at the same time, it's like that. I was on that starter line 3-4 times this weekend. It's hectic up there. They got a lot of shit going on. And from what I've seen in other aspects of racing, boat racing, car racing, like, I don't know, you sit there and watch a NASCAR race when they have a huge rain delay. Like, I don't feel like they update everybody every 5 minutes.
Sometimes
it's pretty obvious. There's freaking rain all over the track. And I think it was pretty obvious. I understand that on the stream, the water can look a lot different. And I don't want to hate on the fans that were wondering. Now, the fans that are blatantly saying the water looked fine, get out of here. I'm sorry. You've never been in a boat. You weren't sitting on the shore. Don't tell me that the water looked fine on your couch back at home on your TV screen or your computer or your phone screen. You weren't there. You've never been in one. I'd be the first to say I think they probably could have got this gift in the GP final off on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I think very possible you end up with, I mean, we saw the 2-1-2 first day. You got a hole in the spots, and I think that's a very possible outcome. But at the end of the day, some shit like that happens every single weekend. Doesn't matter good water or bad.
Yeah, that, and it was the backstretch that was real bad.
Yeah,
right in front of the docks wasn't too bad, but that backstretch, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Gary
Chalfant.
Yeah, he took a nasty hop.
Holy shit, he got like 4 feet out.
He was like,
he
was like 15 feet out of the water for like 50 feet. It was crazy. Yeah. Flyboy on the boat was the.
He was there this weekend, by the way.
Was he?
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the pits hanging out around Liddy Coates' boat.
Oh, okay.
It's cool to see him again.
Old boat. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the backstretch rollers at Madison are pretty gnarly. And I think turn one, even for you guys, the short course for the skiffs and 2.5, I think it got pretty rough. I mean,
yeah, it did.
Jake sent it in there and ended up almost losing his boat. Luckily he didn't. But it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see my Insta footage from the helmet cam.
Yeah, I haven't looked at those yet. The GoPro footage you took a couple good hops though.
Yeah, turn one was just as brutal as people said it was going to be.
Yeah. And that's part of racing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like anything in HRL has been any better this year.
So leading up
on HRL, but that's what we race in.
So a couple months leading up to this thing, there was a lot of gripes, moans, and complaints about the 2 mile unlimited course. What did you hear anything said about that over the weekend?
You guys talk about that. My daughter just woke up. So Kyle and Austin, you talk about it a little bit and I'll be right back.
All right.
I think it's hard to really give it a good assessment considering the lack of heats and the fact that we're seeing 3 boats in some heats. And, I think if we don't lose the time, I think if you go into that round robin format and you're sticking 5 boats out there at a time, we get a real good assessment. But we saw 4 heats, handful of qualifying. From my perspective, it looked absolutely no different than turn 1 when it was 2.5 or whatever the hell it was. It looked just the same. I mean, Brandon took the hardest hop of the weekend out there by himself. But, I mean, shit, how many times we've seen people do stuff like that in Valleyfield, do stuff like that anywhere. I think it's hard to really give it a fair assessment. But from the little bit that I saw, I think any argument that it is substantially worse or substantially more dangerous is probably a little bit far-fetched. Now, again, maybe we stick 5 boats out there and it's a different different situation. I don't know. Never been in an unlimited. Obviously, the history of the 2 mile course, you've got the obvious with the Vilwalk and Steve David incident. But
No,
I
I'm going to correct you. That was 1 3/4
miles. Okay. My major point was watching this weekend. I don't see how that turn was any more dangerous than it was the year before.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do dangerous shit. They go very fast. They're very big boats, and when things go wrong. A lot of the times they go very wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it was hard. Again, I think it was hard to judge based on 4 heats with 3 boats.
Let me say this: it was raceable.
It was 100% raceable. Andrew said it best in their. The BWR did a little thing about a video of Vilwalk kind of explaining his thoughts, Andrew explaining his thoughts about running that final, and they were both for it. And he said the throttle works both ways.
Yep. I know the throttle's a little different on the unlimited.
But they're also
right,
6,000 pounds.
Now, here's some food for thought. If it did go under the bridge, it wouldn't have changed turn 1, and what would
You're
have
just
happened?
carrying more speed into
what
it.
What would happen to Brandon if it was under the bridge when he lost his steering?
Yeah,
would he have hit the bridge?
I think that's a hard one to. Obviously, the steering's not supposed to break.
Yeah, exactly. But not supposed to. But obviously, it does.
All it takes is that one not supposed to. That's really bad.
I don't necessarily think there's anything.
Valleyfield boats are supposed to go straight. Tommy Snyder ended up in the
no doubt.
at Valleyfield.
I think that's one of those outlier situations. I don't know. Not saying it's a bad point by any means. I think it's hard to put that into the argument as like a point, just because it's so rare, and it's at the end of the day, like how the hell did the steering cable break going in a straight line? Who knows?
Yeah,
shit happens. I guess I think that's what you chalk it up to.
It's freak accidents, and you try to eliminate everything that could possibly go wrong if you have freak accidents.
My thing, I'm glad you brought it up going onto the bridge, because my thing is, from what I saw, turn 1, and again, not on the water, not in an unlimited. I could be totally wrong on this. I've watched a couple onboards from both seasons, and I don't physically see anything that much worse to where the speed they're carrying in going all the way down past the bridge into similar conditions is not just as dangerous.
Yeah, you'd be carrying more speed in turn 1.
Way more speed. Turn 1's not going to change. There's no way you're not.
So I said keep it for next year.
I think you got to give it I think you have to give it a fair shot next year, and obviously, hopefully, conditions work. But
I hope more unlimited races go to 2 mile courses. Needs to be tighter racing. It was a better show for the fans, the paying fans, and the live stream covered it a hell of a lot better, being a 2 mile course than the boats going under the bridge.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think from an online viewer perspective, and I get it. There's those people that have spots way down there, and they have for a long time, and that it does suck that they don't get the same view that they did. But there are so many more factors than just the fans in those spots. I'm not saying than the fans, but in those spots. It's again hard to judge from this weekend, but I think it's got potential to make the racing better. And obviously, to be honest, in lane 3, I think Andrew was going to walk around both of them. I think that boat's that fast. I think Andrew's that good of a driver to be able to take that boat and walk around those guys. But what I can guarantee you is if you don't have that, he's going to do it. Shit, maybe next year, if they keep the same course, J. Mike and Corey fight for lane 2 and lane 3 instead of lane 1 and lane 2, and make Andrew drive in lane 1.
Eddie, Eddie, I don't see your point there. Boats were still getting aired out, and they were still that. If you go take a clip from the front,
they're going 180 miles an hour in the Miss Madison at the end of the straightays. Don't tell me top speed.
There's the top speed was there.
If we're talking about 15 miles an hour, then what are we really doing here? Their top speed was just fine.
No, that's
if we all we want to do is watch a boat blaze by us in a straight line, then start sending unlimiteds on kilos. I want to see racing. I don't want to see boats just going super fast in a straight line. And I get it. The unlimiteds are really fast, and that's kind of the allure to them. But where's the fun in just watching a? But we might as well just watch them do time trials.
Yeah,
over and
you
over
got
again
you
at
got
that
to.
point.
I mean, I was hoping that we got more heats in this weekend so we could see what the 2-mile course could actually bring. I think it will bring tighter racing. I hope another race tries it.
And I think unfortunately with missing Friday, what you lose is the ability to have 5 boats in every heat. I think that adding boats to heats in that course is what really changes things.
Yeah.
Because those guys, unlimited guys, it's a gentleman's game to some degree. They go out there and they're going to leave each other enough space to be safe. And especially when there's 3 boats, guys are trying to keep their RPMs up and keep those things running top end. That's what they're built to do. I get it.
Yeah.
But when you stick 5 boats out there, you don't get that courtesy. You got to drive.
Yeah.
So I still go to my point. I think it was really hard to judge the course on the limited heats, the limited boats in each heat this weekend. And again, what is probably, and this is not a knock, the slowest boat there in Unlimited this weekend went 182 miles an hour at the end of the straightaway.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
With a brand new driver. First time, kind of really first time in the boat because he got half a lap in Gunnersville. So
Yeah.
I don't think that the top end's hurting enough because if you sent a boat by me twice at 15 mile an hour difference, I really don't think I'm going to be able to be like 195, 182.
Yeah.
Just, I don't think that's a big difference. And, I get it. Some fans they like watching the boat just fly by, but that's not racing.
Yeah, and everybody knows people love the big flips like that. That's what people like. It gets so many interactions, so many views. That's what everybody likes. But
I go ahead.
But I like close racing, deck to deck racing. Don't get me wrong, seeing a Dustin flip and Corey flip back to back years was impressive to see. Super glad they're okay. Sucks Kelly and Daryl had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix it. But like deck to deck racing, I think is what sells and what will bring fans back. It's very obvious I was a fan of the 2-mile course. I don't think we had enough heat racing to really tell, what a shorter course will do with unlimiteds. And for a lot of people that don't know this, at the meeting that we voted to go to a 2-mile course, I wasn't even in attendance. It was a whole board decision. So coming up, we'll probably be voting on a 2.5 versus 2-mile course for next year. So it's not set in stone. Again, I can't make any executive decisions. It's all 19 people sit down in a room and we discuss all this stuff and figure it out. So at the end of the day, it's whatever the majority of 19 people think is going to be best for the Madison Regatta. Why is somebody laying on your bed, Kyle?
I was trying to look like, who was that?
Jesus
Didn't take long.
Didn't take long.
Man, lucky she had clothes on.
You're right. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. But what we want to put on the best show for the fans. And I know there's more vocal fans about the 2.5 mile course than the 2-mile course. Just because it's iconic. It's the way we've always done it. And that line to me always frustrates me because I got in that with H1 this weekend, one of the officials trying to get Brandon in Friday. Well, we're not getting them in until all the boats have water and electric, which is fine. I understand that. We want to be fair. But I asked him, I said, so why are we doing that? Is that just because the way we always do it? And he said, yeah. I said, that's the problem. We can change. Everybody wants to see Brandon run and the Miss Madison run. They don't care about seeing Corey Peabody, J. Michael Kelly, Andrew Tate, Dave Walk, or Jamie Nielsen right now. You put that boat in the water, people are going to walk immediately to the closest place they can go watch it go around in circles. That's what they want to do.
What's the old saying? Know your crowd.
Right.
Yeah, I think the important thing
right
too to think about in that, and because I can understand how somebody on the other team might be like, "Oh, that's not fair." Was there a single person on that Madison crew that even thought about let's make this boat faster? That wasn't a thought this weekend.
Right.
They had 15 laps at 10 at 130. That was the thought. That's all it was. So they're not going out there and gaining an advantage on a team. Their goal is to make that boat be a legal participant in a heat this weekend. And I understand it. You know, other boats want to get on the water, but I mean, if we are going to prioritize testing for boats that have been to the course been to the place multiple times, and I get it, it's a changed course, but over the fact that we are trying to get the one boat that the majority of those fans are trying to see on the water, we're not catering to the fans. And I'm not saying that's all we need to do, but
Right.
at the bare minimum, I feel like you
For
got to
that,
get the boat that
yeah.
they're there to see on the water, and at least give them the chance. You know, they go up and fucking turbine blows up, or Brandon blows it over, or whatever. Then so be it. You tried. But
Right.
you don't try, and you're gonna have a serious freaking problem next year.
Yep.
You're gonna have a serious
Yep.
problem right now. I think that boat getting qualified was a massive boost to, I think, a weekend that went really well, but had some to give.
Oh yeah. Because if that doesn't happen, then it's a waste.
What are the
literally dead in
people of
the-
Madison
dead
that
in
show
the
up and
water.
paid all that money get to go home and talk about?
It's
Yep.
dead in the water if it didn't qualify. It qualified. Now team morale's up. The city's morale's up, and you just boost your support behind you to go into next year. So that was 100% crucial to have done. So
Yeah, and I saw some comments about the steering cable. You guys didn't even check it. It was
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
for 10 years.
I'm
Nobody
sure
checked
that was
it.
some
but
dude in the pits checking the boat out that
Yeah,
made that
yeah.
comment.
So when we got
on,
the
man.
inspection done, they went through mostly what they looked at was the steering. And a lot of people don't know this, but we hit a piece of debris or something on Saturday, and our rudder's supposed to be like this. Well, there's a picture of it like this. It's bent like crazy, and there's a picture out there of Vilwalk helping us straighten that back out. And then we go out the
Things
next
happen,
morning,
man.
and that's what happened. Is we believe that steering cable got frayed a little bit from hitting
Pinned
that
up in
piece of
that,
debris
yeah.
with the rudder, and unfortunately it popped. Luckily, nothing else happened. There was some water in the boat, so everybody was a little nervous that there was going to be damage on the back end, but just the
It's like that
seal for the
rubber-
rudder came loose, and that's where the water came in. So nothing happened. Everything was good. I think it scared the living shit out of Brandon.
Oh, I'm sure it did. That's not a fun
but-
view to be looking at, man. A pillar in the shore,
No, but
turning at
there
it
were
with
so
no control.
yeah, there were so many people that came up to him and was like, "How did you know to shut the boat off as quick as you could and give it all the wing you could to get it to stop?" He said, "I honestly don't know. I've never had to really do that before, but
Just instinct.
yeah, I saw the onboard, and he was quick. As soon as he felt it, you hear him say, "Oh, steering went, shut it off, dump the wing," and it ended up going around.
Yeah.
And
Fortunately, the
no
rudder got
damage.
stuck in that position and was able to, like, probably the most fortunate hook ever.
Right. But yeah, it was a good weekend. We all wanted to see more racing. And I'll be honest here, as far as the 2 mile or 2.5 mile course for 2026, it's still up in the air. I assume we'll make a decision sooner rather than later with that. There are a couple other decisions that I want to make here soon that I've been talking to some people on. So hopefully we'll have a lot of good news here in the next month or two to go ahead and start 2026 off right.
have you guys made a decision if you're keeping this boat or going to the newer boat?
There's no
that
way.
Vargas has?
Not yet. We'll have a meeting here in the next week or two. They wanted to have a meeting this week, and I was like, guys, listen, give me a week break of nothing.
Burnout.
Yeah. So we'll talk probably next week to figure out what we want to do. We've had a lot of people ask us to go out west. We've had some chances to, but as a team, that this isn't for sure. But I don't think we're going to go out west. We accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Yeah, it would be cool to go out there and run. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Our whole crew couldn't go. We don't have vacation time, and we don't want to go out there and half-ass anything. Our budget's not huge, obviously.
You're wasting money if you go out there and just say you went out there.
Yeah, and Brandon said it best when I was talking to him on the phone today. He said, "Why mess up a long-term plan just to go out there one time?
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
because every time that boat went out, I mean, it's been sitting 10 years. Every time it went out, it came back. We're putting a patch on the bottom of the boat. So we just need to strip it all down, turn it over. Trey needs to look at it. I know Rachel, Alex, Bill, Bob, all the Michigan guys and girls want to come down again and get their eyes on it. There were a ton of them, Bob and Bill, that said this is the most fun I've ever had at a race.
It looked like they had a
Madison.
blast, man.
Oh
It
yeah,
looked like it.
oh yeah.
Just being pitted next to them, just watching them go to work, and it was like it felt like a revival, like a
Yep.
proper revival.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. It was fun. I was down there once or twice. I tried to stay away. I had the regatta to focus on and plenty of other people to take care of Miss Madison. But every time I was down there, everybody was in a good mood. I mean, we turned the boat over pretty quick after the first test session Saturday to get him back out there to get him fully qualified. To get it turned over that quick is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun for them. I had a lot of fun on the regatta side. It's stressful, don't get me wrong, but a ton of fun seeing all these people, meeting new people. I had people stopping me in the street saying, "Hey, thanks for everything you do," giving me pieces of advice for next year. And I've told anybody that we're an all volunteer organization. So if you want to help, just come volunteer your time.
Yeah.
There's not one person we would turn away. We even let you come down, Bob, if you really wanted to. And that's saying something. But
You said you were volunteers, not a charity organization.
So we'll take any help we can get, any ideas that we get. We'll take a look at them. It's not an immediate no for anything. I mean, if people want to go run a 3.5 mile course, we'll at least talk about it for a minute. But we'll take any idea and at least let everybody take a look at it and make the best decision as an organization to make sure that our fans get the best bang for their buck.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think one thing that's worth pointing out is in situations where like this, you're going to hear all the negatives and some of the positives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people that had a good time, they don't feel like they have to go justify the fact that they had a good time.
Yeah.
The people that have something to gripe about are going to make sure that you hear about their griping. And trust me, I had a field day on Monday. I was all over Facebook. I got no allegiance to H1. I get nothing from H1. I don't drive a boat, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. I feel bad for you guys. Your fans expect the world, and I know our goal is to give them the world, but god damn, I don't know what makes those people happy.
Yeah,
I don't.
Unfortunately,
I really don't.
I see a lot of the same names pop up with the complaining and bitching.
Yeah, sitting their ass on a couch doing nothing, contributing nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
what's new?
I would say if you're going to bitch and complain, at least get to a freaking race. I mean,
volunteer to help the event. You got amazing ideas. Show up to a goddamn meeting.
Yeah.
Don't bitch about it on Facebook after it's over.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it. The fans have their right to an opinion, just like we have our right to defend what happened. Not even we. Yeah. I'm not a we. I'm my own person. I ain't got nothing to do with H1 or the regatta. I'll let you guys know how I feel just about boat racing. I don't like seeing shitty comments. The same people commenting shitty things on a public forum are the ones wondering why we don't have sponsorship money. The same people.
Bingo.
Jeff Ayler said it best. It's the same people. In one sentence, they'll say, you guys suck. In the same sentence, they'll say, why don't you have more sponsorship money? Yep. Sure as hell ain't helping.
Yep. I mean, we're a $1.2 million event, and the most sponsors, the highest sponsorship dollar we got was probably this year in recent memory, and we were just shy of 200,000. So we're running an over $1 million event for the city and can barely get to $200,000 for sponsorship. So it's at least here locally, Regatta's got a little black eye from past stuff, but we just can't really hit with any sponsors. And I mean, my company was the title sponsor. There were some local stuff going on with that. But we gave $30,000 to do that. We're a small business. We're a 2-man shop with some part-time workers, and we gave $30,000 to be the title sponsor. And there are some perks with that. We're willing to give back a lot of stuff just to get that first title sponsor to really show them, hey, it's worth it. We'll make it worth your while.
Yeah.
So we're already hitting the ground running for next year. I've sent out a couple things because a lot of fiscal years end in September. So I'm trying to get on their budgets early to really show them, hey, the regatta is huge. We're bringing in $3-4 million to the local economy. We're impacting so many families. This is a lower income type of event. Everybody, back to your thing, Kyle, everybody, I remember when it was $5 to get in. I also remember when gas was under $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Come on.
So
now.
we're trying to keep it as cheap as we can for people to come. It's never cheap enough. It never is. So the more sponsorship dollars we can get, the more donations we can get, the help that we can get from businesses, charities, that type of stuff will only lower the ticket price.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Gates,
make it
Gates
a
the
better
final step
experience.
in revenue, I would imagine, right? Like, it's if the more you get up front, the less you have to charge.
Yeah, our biggest thing is we don't want to depend on our walk-up sales to make money.
As does any
And for the
business.
longest time, that's the way it was. We're getting a little better now, where we're not depending on $700,000 the weekend of. But we want to be able to go into the weekend and say, okay, all our bills are paid, we're good. Anything at the gates, just pure cash. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way with boat racing. Maybe it will at some point, but there's a lot of things that need to change from the top down. That's not a shot at H1 or anybody like that, but boat racing really needs to take a look in the mirror and say, okay, are we a legit racing organization like NASCAR, or are we going to go entertainment like Monster Jam? And right now they're somewhere in the middle, and it's just not good.
You're
so
right.
they got to
100%.
They got to figure out what direction they want to go, and whatever they choose, they got to go 100% at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is. I can't answer that, but
I think there's a balance. There's a balance
Yeah.
that they have to find, because you don't want to take away from the competition side of it. It is a competition. Everybody's
Right,
teams putting
right.
up millions of dollars at the H1 level and thousands of dollars even at the 2.5 stock level. But there is also that entertainment aspect. I think we see it in every sport, and we've seen it more in recent years. Basketball, football, anything. Like, it's a sport, but at the end of the day, your bills are paid by the fan. Your bills are paid because people are entertained watching what you do. So there's a balance between it, and I don't want the response to some of the negative comments from the boat racing community to be seen as we don't care about the fans. That's not true. That could not be farther from the truth. But I think it's also important that the fans take a step into the driver's shoes, the team shoes, the owner's shoes, the regatta shoes, and understand that, just because you want to see boats on the water doesn't mean the end result is going to be best for the sport and best for this happening again next year, or this happening at the next race. Because at the end of the day, of course, this weekend was focused on the Madison regatta. But what if we go out in that final heat and 3 boats get hurt, and then we're down 2 unlimiteds for the next one? Tri-Cities get screwed.
Yep.
And it's not that it's being looked at strictly from that perspective, but those are factors that have to be considered.
Yep. And I think that's a perfect transition into this weekend. We've talked 45 minutes about regatta. Now we got the
Bikes
second
transitioning us into Valleyfield.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit!
The second best race in the world is this weekend. I hope Emily's watching, and Janik.
Are they going to have a world-renowned music artist?
They probably got some French guy that I've never heard of.
So they actually, I believe it's Smash Mouth. They do the soundtrack for Shrek. So they are to some degree world renowned.
Wait, Smash Mouth?
If I could be wrong.
Dude, Smash Mouth was like big like the year you were born.
Well, Shrek came out around the year I was born. So
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What's your point, Bob?
yeah.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I mean, are they going to be on the stage in wheelchairs?
Ozzy just
Oh,
performed.
Jesus.
Oh, he performed in a wheelchair. Actually, just a chair. It
Are we
wasn't
sure?
a...
Can we call that?
Holy
Look at it.
performing?
shit.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
Oh,
What's up, y'all?
We're getting an.
Is
MG5
dang.
this
What's about to
like
happen?
no shave Valleyfield? You can't shave until it's done, like the hockey players.
Why
do
are
with
you
Stanley Cup?
screaming?
Did you find
Yeah,
the beef yet?
pretty much. I should go find the beef. I'm in the back 90 over here.
I was gonna say he's in the showers for
Yeah.
sure.
That's where I'm about to go.
How was dinner, bud?
Man, it was good. We got here a little late, so couldn't get it all set up for y'all, but we're here. That's all that matters.
You didn't make us dinner one time when you were here. You were here for a week
Oh.
and didn't make us dinner.
You're right, but you did buy me a nice dinner. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. That auction item that I won, that I put in the auction and then bid on and won and took you to dinner that I can go with anytime. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you're gonna be dumb. You gotta be tough.
It's so stupid.
Brandon,
And then I got a surf and turf on him. Made him spend like $65 on me.
Brandon, how was golf at Madison on Friday morning?
Oh,
Absolutely terrible. I'm absolutely terrible at that game. I mean, y'all saw the drive. I mean, Janik did me dirty in the
Yeah,
weight.
she
She,
did.
she was like,
that was
let
mean.
his first drive before he gets his feet under him. Let's post that one. Yeah, that's.
I'm just glad you
I
stayed
didn't
on your
see
feet.
that. I got to go back and look at that.
Oh yeah, it was basically a competition between me and
About it.
Jamie, and I mean Jamie golf.
Jamie got drafted to the MLB. Like, dude just pipes one straight down the middle, and Brandon's goes like, I don't know, 88 degrees off to the right, off the side of the tee box.
She
Oh
gone.
man!
But I did putt a couple for birdie.
It's like it's
There we go.
unlimited.
There we go.
Yeah, I pretty much like that game, that whatever it was called, round rob, whatever the crap was called, where
Scramble.
they hit it and you scramble
Yeah,
and you go to the
scramble.
furthest ball. I'm all about that. So I
Yeah.
just put it in. I hit a couple birdies for him. I did my part.
There we go.
Hey,
There we go.
they were cool guys too. You got paired with some decent guys.
That outing was cool,
Yeah,
man.
they were a lot
I
of
think
fun.
that was a really cool addition to the event. I
Yeah.
don't know. I had a
My
good time.
cousin-
I think you got to enjoy golf to some degree, but like Brandon doesn't enjoy
Yeah.
golf, and I think he still had a good time.
It was
My,
it was a real good time.
My
All
cousin
right.
brought that back. He did that when he was president, and he said, "Hey, we got to bring this back. This is how these drivers connect with fans."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
it worked.
That's awesome.
Brandon got connected with some cool people. Kyle, I know you did too.
Yep.
I just wish more drivers would be willing to go do that.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes it better. Because nobody, when you guys are sitting in the capsule, nobody knows what you look like, how tall you are, how ugly you are, how good looking you are. But you get them on a golf course and you see Brandon try to swing a club, then they're like, okay, hey, I can relate to this clown. Like
Those
I
Madison,
got this.
those Madison people must have been like, God damn, I hope he can drive a boat better than he can drive a golf ball.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Dallas and them were like, they thought they were doing okay till they looked over. One of the guys, they had 3 rangefinders out. He's like, damn, we're just hitting this.
Yeah,
We're just throwing.
we're screwed.
Oh, shit.
All right, so I know we're trying to move on to Valleyfield, but
We need Brandon's take.
I want to rewind a little bit back to that heat with Jeff Bernard on your inside. Where were you on the start? What were you thinking?
Man, see, Kyle was telling me how to do starts this weekend. Like I said on
There
a
we go.
previous,
Even when Brandon fucks it up, it's on me.
I said on a previous episode, you never talk shit on somebody that has bad starts when you're still out there racing, because you're gonna do the same damn thing.
Man, so I gotta I told these guys, I can't give you too much shit. I believe you entered 2 boat lengths back, but you exited 2 boat lengths ahead. So
Yeah,
you
I had to
made
make up
there.
for it. I mean,
You made it
there
up
was
there.
no doubt I wasn't lifting through that turn.
No, it was I was shaking my head. I was like, oh fuck, you blew. Oh, never mind. He's got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, shit.
I was like, I literally sat there. I was like, where's San Diego speed?
Yeah.
No, but all joking aside, I think the GP's rolling in the Valleyfield. The top four are just so close in speed. It's, if you look at the time trials,
Top 5, you throw the 50
Top
in
5.
there too.
oh
Yeah.
well, yeah,
After
that's right.
Brockville, I
I
think
was
they
talking
gotta be
about the
included.
boats from Madison going.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
you are right. The 50 is definitely up there.
757's looking fast too. Like
Yeah,
going into that.
I mean, the whole GP class is looking stout. I mean, almost as strong as that 350 field.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you
Um,
roll in the here, it's gonna be you gotta be smart and make the final. You can't go
Yeah.
for broke from the outside trying to win the heat for
Yeah.
a better lane. You gotta kind of You got to be real smart about it. And I think you're going to wind up getting the 5 best boats you've ever had in a final this weekend. The
Yeah.
attrition's really good, so I don't think you're going to see like people blow a motor and like take themselves out. Seems like everyone's got their stuff together. It's going
I
to be
mean,
cool.
this is so. Let's talk about. We'll talk about GP for a minute, then we'll roll into the other classes. But you know, Kyle named some names there, and you know, it's a 5-boat final. But you know, you said
4
it's
on the
gonna
front
be
row.
4 on the front row, and 1
4 and
trailer,
1,
I
I
believe.
think. Yeah. Is
But
that what they decided on, Brandon?
the crazy thing
I don't know.
is,
I was not allowed to be in those meetings. Apparently, I didn't even know anything was going on. They kept them away from me.
just ask the Luptons.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow.
Ken
at some
will
point.
Ken will know. He has everything on speed dial. But you know, it's crazy because you have Jeff Bernard who goes out there and runs a freaking fast lap. You're going out there winning heats. Ken is. Jack is just as fast. And then that was a Madison. But you look at the 50 just came off of a win at Brockville. You have Kent Henderson who's smoking fast, who lit a match under the ass of the Canada boy, and that thing is a rocket now. So you have so many boats that a couple of these fast boats are not going to make the final.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
And I think there's a
Um,
decent chance you see a boat that maybe hasn't won as many heats in the last couple of years, a 212, a 17, that just goes out and does their thing, doesn't make mistakes. I think you might see one of those
Yeah.
boats creep their way in too.
I mean,
That happens every
Like-
year here.
Yeah.
like special, yeah. I mean, the intensity is up higher at these races like Madison and Valleyfield. See, Met Pipes not leaving Madison out. All it takes is one penalty to knock you out.
Yeah.
One penalty.
And you're
So-
giving Brandon shit about starts. You're going to make him go do the shit he did last year, man.
Yeah, don't do that to me. No.
But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see it. It's going to be a fast field.
Yeah.
And you can't count out Richards. They're coming with their 2 boats.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
seem to step up their speed a little bit
Yeah,
throughout
they did.
Madison weekend. They
Yeah.
got faster and
The
faster.
17
each heat.
came out hot right out of the gate, man.
Yeah, they're
Austin's,
doing real well.
Austin's doing a hell of a job driving that thing.
And the 71's going to be there. I mean,
Yep.
they're hit.
Yeah, gee, shit, we forgot them.
So, so it'll be real interesting. But I think from what I understand, they are tightening turn 2
Yeah, by like
They're making
25
it
feet is what
by
I
like
heard.
25
Are they
feet.
narrowing the actual
That means
turn
it's
or
gonna be
just
a
the
2
outer
buoy
course
turn.
markers?
So this is
I
this
heard it
is,
was a turn, but I don't know.
this is what I
Maybe I should walk down there and see.
If you're
this
narrowing
is
the
what
turn, then why do you have to
I
narrow
am
the number of
challenging.
boats?
I am standing on my word. I am challenging the referees. If you are going to tighten a turn,
Let him know,
you
Bob.
have to call bearing out.
Yeah,
You
make 'em hold it.
cannot let that happen, or tightening turn 2 does
It's gonna-
nothing.
It's
That's
gonna
100%.
happen. We see it every year with what they got.
I
Yeah.
know, but
And I get
you know,
I get why they let it go, particularly the stuff you see in finals. You don't want to ruin a show over a penalty. It's a tough call to make, but like
Just
you
walk
said,
down there.
if you're gonna narrow the turn, then you got to make the drivers respect the fact that you narrowed it 25 feet or whatever it was supposed to be. Or it's
you know
gonna
what?
Be-
Like
Be careful, Bob.
like Andrew said, pedal works both ways.
Yeah.
You know, when you're barreling down to that turn 2, you know it's 25 feet tighter. You're gonna have to let out. You can't flat foot it around there.
Yeah.
one
Couldn't in the old one.
Well, I say
couldn't in the old one.
go back and look at the heat, the final between Bert and I. I on those buoys every lap, and I got beat because of it, probably because we would get called for moving out like half a lane. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you call it, the drivers will adjust. You just got to be. If you say that drivers mean, you got to be on it all week.
The rule's there too. The
I'm about to
rule is
fall
very
here.
specific. You can push somebody up to 2 lanes.
Yeah,
But go look
Any
at
more
go,
than that, and it's a penalty.
pull
which it
up-
shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. You shouldn't even be allowed that unless you have a rooster tail.
Put
Yeah.
put
Like
up
you can't come over on 2 lanes from the outside.
Mhm.
go watch any final from GPs in the past 5 years, and tell me.
Who's that?
Cadets.
Cadets.
And
Is
tell
that the same
and,
boat that
and,
lost to Sponson a year ago?
Yes,
2 years
2
ago?
years ago.
Yep. Man, I was walking down the turn too, but Carson just said generators off. Duty calls. Boys gotta go
Duty
fill the
calls.
generator.
Well,
This is
go
live.
Go
This
look
is
at any
live.
any final 5 years past in GP, and you will first, second, third boat. It doesn't matter. Someone is sliding or pushing out multiple lanes, like 4 or 5
Right,
lanes.
and where-
I mean, using
And where the
all
danger
force.
comes in is now that you're gonna have, well, you always have recently 3 or 4 fast boats. That guy in lane 4 is toast coming through turn 2.
Hell
'cause,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that one that we posted on Chase Tales a while ago where Monahan had to go out of bounds. Like that point comes up fast.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
does.
yeah, it does.
What
Yeah,
comes
I
up
think-
faster, that point or the bridge at Madison when you lose steering?
I believe the bridge was coming up faster. Y'all see that video on Madison
did
Racing
you-
tomorrow.
Did it cross
There
your
we go.
mind? I know it kind of happened fast, but till you're like, shit, I gotta unbuckle and get out of this thing.
100%. Yep. I told Carson that. I was like, there was a moment in time I was going to be getting out. She's like, you couldn't have got out that fast. I was like, oh, I think I can.
I think you could have.
Was that white driving suit still white after that?
Barely, Bob. It was
hey,
pretty-
old
I don't
boy
think I've
needs a
been so
bigger
scared
one.
in my life. Well, duh.
That-
I mean,
that
my
driving suit would fit
supplier's a little
Kyle.
tight.
I'm
He
taller
can
than
have
you,
it.
What do you mean?
Oh, I could see
No.
how tight it was on the live stream when he.
Oh
standing
yeah,
on
you
the
saw
deck.
everything
Oh,
he
yeah.
had.
Dude, there's something
Where's he
about
going?
that boat makes Brandon look like a leprechaun, man. He's already short.
Yeah.
When he's standing on that thing. Holy shit.
That ain't right, bro. Yeah.
So,
The
you
best
know,
part
we-
is he's.
I
slugging
didn't- I
gas
didn't- I didn't-
to us.
I didn't rip a seam though.
It's good. That's good.
That's
Even
good
when you hit
Chinese
that hole?
seams, I guess.
So, all right. So,
Yeah.
so we talked about touch GPs a little bit. Now let's go into these 350s. They're doing a different little format this year where, you know,
I'm 100% sure on that. I think
Brandon, what are they doing with the 350s this year with the heat format? Eddie will let us know in comments about 30 seconds. Watch.
Are they doing that? They're doing 2 qualifiers and a final on Friday. I know that.
yeah.
But other than
my
that, I think it's
my
regulars
understanding
through the
understanding
weekend.
was they're cutting after Saturday
There's a
down
cut
to
after
like 12,
Saturday.
13 boats.
If you don't make
for
the
the
cut
final.
on Sunday,
Not for the
cut,
final.
you don't
but
race Sunday.
Oh wow. I don't know. They
I mean,
honestly have.
That
I might be
could've
making
just
shit
been
up.
hearsay. I don't.
They have not been communicating very well. Like I said, I didn't know anything about any of this for GP until I saw Jack's post. So
I don't know.
our communication's been lacking this season.
That's because you're an unlimited driver now. They don't give a shit.
I guess. I guess.
What I will
They
say,
don't communicate in that either.
if that is the format that what I have interpreted from a couple sources and just what people are saying, they do their invitational Friday, 2 heats, 2 rounds of heats, three laps apiece, and then their final like they've done in the last several years. They run their normal 2 rounds of qualifiers Saturday, and then after those 2 rounds of qualifiers Saturday, the top 12-ish remain for Sunday. The rest are done. I don't know if that's the truth.
So
What
I was
I
going
will
to ask
say-
that because I feel like there's way too many 350s. Like
What
it's
I
good,
will
don't get
say
me
is if
wrong.
you are outside the top 12 going into
They
Sunday,
have
chances
4
are you
heats.
are not making the final.
Generally, they have 4 heats at 350s.
That's too much.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
That's a
not
lot.
too much for
throw,
the show,
throw
but I
some
do
in the
think
pro
it's
in the pro hydro class to help them out.
yeah.
They'd be on the same speed.
I don't know.
They'd
It'll be
win.
interesting to see. I will say the last couple of years I've watched that invitational and it's pretty fun. Those little 3-lap duels, for whatever reason, they make some damn good racing.
Because by the next lap, you're all spread out.
That's true.
Call
That's
it quits.
I mean, we saw that heat between Eddie and Grant last year in the 3-lapper that came down to what, 3 feet?
Yeah.
350 heats
Yeah,
were like that every
those
single time.
The 3 laps races do make it pretty exciting. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I think it makes the drivers push too. You don't if you're on the outside and you come out of the turn and you know you got some speed, you don't have the luxury of waiting for the right moment. Your moments are few and far between at that point. You got
Right.
you got 6 turns to make up the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
So,
350 class is gonna be fun as shit to watch this weekend, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. And you
That
got
is one close class.
Bobby King and Andrew Tate that got to come and start on the outside 2 heats in a row.
Yep.
You know, I really do hate that. I mean, I hate that rule. I'm not gonna lie. I hate that rule. Everyone should be on the same playing field.
Hold up. I
You know?
found a celebrity.
Oh man.
We can't see him,
Hey, good
dude.
looking.
Come here. We got you on the podcast.
Yeah, let's scream
Hold
a little
on.
louder, Brandon.
Once he stops moving,
Unlimited
we'll see it.
drivers and all that. You're on Chasing Tails.
Or we just won't.
Oh, Mark
Oh,
Durant,
no.
what's up, buddy?
Hey boys, how are you?
How's
Good,
it
how are
going,
you?
man?
Bad connection.
Hold on, boys. Switch to the
Who
phone.
is this?
Mark
Mark
Durant.
Durant.
Mark Durant.
Oh,
Take the Truman. He's after him. Here, take him out. You can probably talk to him right there.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on, bud?
Hey, Bobby,
Hey, how are you?
my partner in crime. We used to be
Yes.
what? What's
JPR.
GPR. Hey, I am one of the founding members of GPR. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We had a lot of fun.
Maybe too much
We
fun.
had a lot of hitting and having fun before Brendan could have a drink. But
Right?
we had fun together.
It was good on the course and off the course. We got.
Oh,
We got-
jeez.
It's good on the course.
Oh,
we
on the
can't
court,
talk
yes.
about the stories. We can't talk about the stories.
But we can, but not tonight because the thing is, I can't understand everything. Next time, you have to get me on these podcasts and all that. I have to ask my girlfriend to get all the technology together to put my ears on, and I'll be with you guys. I have good stories about your Uncle Bobby and all, and cousins and everything.
Yeah, we'll have you on the podcast soon for sure.
But I'm waiting. I've been crying in my bed every night. I go, why are they asking all these other guys? Damn it! It's true. I didn't do a lot in boat racing. I just been there for a while, but I still had fun with you guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on. That's for
I'm
sure.
adding
Hey,
it to the
Y'all-
list right
y'all
now,
should be
Mark.
Bert Henderson over here. He's already getting a massage. Hasn't driven a lap.
But at this age, he needs massages. How come they're on the road already to come down?
They'll be down tomorrow. Kyle's coming.
All right. I miss you guys, Bobby especially.
Miss you too, bud.
And if you
Miss
guys
you
get
too.
me on this podcast one day, is this censored, this podcast?
No.
Nope.
Not okay. It's all right. I have a story about condoms and somewhere in Virginia with Bobby, but I think he's kind of afraid to let me on the podcast, right, Bobby?
All right, he's not coming.
He's not coming on.
Love you, buddies.
Love you too, bud.
Oh, dear.
Oh man, you know, I think I spent one time I went up to a race and I was with Mark Durant the whole summer. He said I was like his adopted son. I told him to mix me a drink one time. I think it was straight liquor. It was one hell of a summer, I can tell you that.
He used to do that, like, what was it, private stock captain?
Yeah, the spicy 7-Ups or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some stories you probably cannot tell on the podcast with
Yeah.
Mark.
I think he just stated one.
Oh man. But yeah, so Joe Les just said there's 2 semifinals. Yeah, 350's doing 2 semifinals, then a final. So
So they
I don't
probably
know.
cut it
Honestly,
to
that-
like 5-6 a pop.
That's
For
going to be
those
pretty
semifinals.
exciting now.
are they doing
Yeah, it
like
is.
the semifinal like is like 2 transfer
You have
spots?
to finish, I would imagine, top 3 to make the final in those semifinals. 5 in a trailer.
5 in a trailer. Yeah, you're gonna
Trailer
Top
determined
3,
by
top-
the worst
top-
of the third
well,
place
there's
times.
if there's 4 separate heats of 350.
No, there's not. I think it's a semifinal. There's 2 heats.
Oh, okay.
That's the point.
Oh, okay, so it goes down. It okay, I get it. Shut up, Bipes.
you're an absolute idiot. God,
Well,
you're an idiot.
I was not thinking about the 2 semifinals. I was thinking.
Yeah, no.
about just the
Like
4
I said, I
heats,
think they're
350.
cutting it down to 12 and then running. I guess at that point 2 6-boat heats, or maybe they're cutting it down to 10, 2 5-boat heats.
And then the
and
top 3 transfer.
top
to
3
the
from
final.
each. Worst of the third place times goes as trailer.
All right,
be
so
my guess.
this is the bad thing about going off points. I'm sorry, a place like Valleyfield, and if you're going to do that with 2 semifinals, I think it should go off of time. I mean, what happens if you have a really fast heat and you have all the fast boats in one heat? You cut half those fast boats out, but you have a really slow heat, and then you get this. I mean,
my only issue with that is in the format. If you're a guy like St. Vincent or somebody that's in a lane 3 in points right now, you're going to get lane 3 in both of your heats on Saturday. And how are you going to put up one of those top times? You know what I mean?
I mean, you could,
Yeah.
if something.
But
happens
a
in the
guy
first
that's
turn-
worse in points is going to get a better shot than you because he's going to get lane 1 in the second heat.
I hate to say it, but I feel like we need to do a reset as HRO. Valleyfield's got to be totally different. Like
I would
maybe time trials, like try to figure it out. I don't know. Like obviously, if you don't want to watch one boats go out there at a time, but these fans here love time trials. They bet on them. It's exciting for them. That way, that sets your lane for the whole weekend, and then it's a separate weekend.
Rather than doing so many heats on Friday, you have time trials the first 2 hours, first 3 hours, and then you go into one set of heats for all the classes, and then go into the weekend.
Yeah,
They got to do it different. They want to do bigger and better. They have to put championship points aside and say, this is how we're doing Valleyfield structure, and this is how you get your points throughout the weekend, and it goes towards the championship.
Yeah, it's gonna be good because you do that, and then invitees, like, they don't have the penalty of being on the outside twice. Like I always say, I remember coming to this place and you'd be like, go down the pits. I wonder who came. Like, oh, Wally Johnson. So you're like, people from the West Coast, we need to get back to that. I know we have a great series and have a lot of good boats, but Valleyfield's got to be bigger all around.
Yeah, I mean, putting a 2 heat restriction on a boat that comes, that just deters people from coming, and it shouldn't happen. They do need to change that. I know they want their HRL boats to win, but if you have a fast boat coming, it's just going to add to your show, and you need to reward that rather than deter it away.
I will say, aside from the 2 heat penalty, I am, like we said with the 2 mile course, let's see what this format for those guys has in store. I think that semifinal, those semifinal heats could be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Should be fun.
So
before we move on to another class, should we just knock?
I was going to get on this
out
dock, but
while we talk about each class. Oh, Bites, you got?
Can we start a poll?
If I fall off this dock,
no. Should Kyle come to Valleyfield?
You?
Well, that ain't going.
I think that poll's an overwhelming yes.
Well, I've been back.
He's been working on this for like 3 days.
Yeah.
You should. It's a yes. We don't need a poll.
I know, but my wife.
But his wife
Your
is
wife
almost
told you
due
to go.
with Bobby's kid.
I know that's a trap.
We are
but-
live.
Absolutely wild.
Bob, she got pregnant while you were here, and her and I didn't do the thing to get pregnant.
Miracle baby.
You put a hole in my ceiling, 2
Miracle.
holes in my ceiling, and still haven't came down to fix one.
One was by my foot. I fixed the one
Yeah.
from my foot.
Yeah, we got that other one that you and Kyle still got.
You didn't even notice the hole I put in there until I told you.
Yeah, but I found the other one.
All right, so you're going
Found it.
to
I moved
you're going to
some boxes.
Valleyfield. You're going to Valleyfield. She's about
Brandon,
to have
you
a
got a
baby. She's
hotel
going to
for
take
me?
you back no matter what. So just suck it
Man,
up.
we can find you one.
I thought you had a hotel for me. I told you to hold it.
Man, I can't hold it any longer.
We got one for you. You can sleep with Dave.
There
Dave
you
and I,
go.
that'd be cool. Yeah, Dave and I'd be chilling. Fireball.
Shut down dualies at Chase.
What
What are you
Dale
showing
Mile.
us, Austin? They're down one person.
He started
to
a
see
poll. He started a poll.
Started a
That. Oh,
poll.
my man. My man.
Austin can start a poll on Facebook, but he can't get the live
Nope.
going.
Nope. I'll
Hey,
stand
tag
on it.
Jess in that. Tag Jess in that poll. Let's
man.
see what she says.
Oh man.
Yeah. Then we'll
Just
see
let
what
her
she
know
votes.
Austin made that poll.
No.
Yeah, I don't have access to that.
All right, so since we've been talking about 350s, let's do our picks. Brandon, what's your pick for the winner of 350 of the 85th Valleyfield Regatta?
God, oh man, that's a hard one.
It's an easy pick.
It takes consistency. So
It
I
does.
feel like,
There's only one person that's been consistent all year.
yeah, and I can't pick him because then I'll have bad luck. So I'm gonna still
I'll
go with
pick him.
Tommy Shannon. I've been riding him for a while here, and I
Better
think
than
he's
it.
gonna do well.
I like the pick.
There we go.
Good pick.
There's the race
Not
course.
the- not the right pick.
second. I'm gonna second that one. I think Tommy's
Lame.
been consistent both races this year. Just hasn't quite got over that hump. I mean, he jumped the gun in Sorrel. Just right there in Valleyfield, or in Brockville, but Roshan just popped up.
New rule:
the
you
inside
can't
kinda
pick
out
the
of
same
nowhere.
person as somebody else. Pick somebody else. That's lame.
Get out of here.
Joe Less is gonna win.
There you go.
Got Vibes pick.
Austin.
Nobody's gonna pick him. I'm good.
Shit, I don't know.
That's
Such a dick.
Carlos St. Vincent, maybe. I know
Huh?
he's
He came on
been
strong
pretty
in
quick.
Brockville, man.
yeah.
Yeah, he won Friday's final here last year.
Yep. Fast
Good
forward.
pick.
Stand on
Good
it
pick.
then.
All right. I told Tremblay I do not
Oh,
pick.
Jesus.
I try not to pick the same boats that you guys pick. But I told him I have my pick for Valleyfield before Sorrel, and that is the dog. Let's go.
All right.
Tommy Shannon.
Does that mean
I'm
I
picking.
repick now?
No. I was picking him. I don't care what you guys said. I wanted to pick him in Sorrel, but Brandon picked him, so I was like, oh man, I got to pick someone else. We all can't pick that one boat. So
That boat's got great shoot speed, and I think the long straights at Valleyfield are going to help them out a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Is
the
it's
bird
a
going
there?
shoot speed. What's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
is. Oh,
Two
Joe
heats
Less
on
is
the
gonna beat the
outside,
shit
though.
out of that. It don't matter. Joe Less will beat it.
All right. What class do we want to do next?
Skiffs.
Skiffs. All right.
And I will
Skiffs
never pick
Sam and
Dallas
Jerry.
again. I will never pick him again.
Never
I will
picking
wait till
Dallas.
Courtney
Then.
gets-
All right.
Yeah, until Corey gets back in that seat. Or Courtney, not Corey. Courtney. Dallas sucks. He's so bad.
Hey, they already make T-shirts that say that, so you don't even have to make T-shirts.
Dallas
Do they really?
sucks.
Yeah,
He's
Dallas
horrible.
Cowboys, they suck.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jimmy puts him in the boat.
So let's
It's
talk
his
about skips a
son-in-law.
little bit. You got Jimmy Stewart going for 5 in a row here.
Yeah.
What's that
I
other
don't know
boat
if it's
that's
ever been
fast? The
done. I don't have
45?
stats.
Yeah.
The 45 is
In the
fast with
red.
Sam Awancio driving.
Sam was going to catch Jimmy, I think, until she broke, right?
Yeah.
In the Summer
She
Nationals,
broke,
it
then
sure
caught
looked
him,
like
then
it. Yeah,
broke
Saturday
again.
night.
Yeah.
They are lucky that the JS32 lost a spark plug in the final. Spark plug wire.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
That-
That Florida
that
boat
boy
is
was-
freaking
that boy was-
fast.
Yeah, that boy was struggling on that Ohio River, though.
Yeah.
You used to
Yeah.
that kind of rough water.
It
Yeah,
ain't
it's
Lakeland.
If Jimmy wins this year, that's it. I'm bringing up the beer run from Florida.
There you go.
I'm bringing up McFarland's boat, and I'll drive in Valleyfield next year.
Is Pat going to be there?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I never heard.
Is the JS35 going to be there?
Yeah, it's here already. That's what
Ronnie
I
was trying to
told
sell
up.
that to me Sunday night.
Yeah, need
Oh,
it.
the
Madison needs a
JS35's
boat.
there. I hear Hardy's going to be there too.
Yeah, it's good. We'll be right there together.
Like Dallas, like if I bought the 35, Dallas could give me $1 million to drive that boat, and I would say no. Like-
Dang.
Man.
He's terrible.
He's another one.
on?
He hasn't went around the so you got a couple skiffers here this weekend. We were talking about it at the campground this weekend that have never went around this turn too. You got Dallas that's never went around it, and Sam's never driven around it. She's been around it with Max driving, but yes, it's gonna be exciting.
It's going to be fun, man.
I
Well,
don't
Skiffs
think
put on a
Jimmy
good
gets
show
5.
every time.
I'm picking my skiff
Without fail.
before you guys do because I don't want to
If
be.
you-
Shut up.
Don't
Louis.
pick Jimmy.
Louis.
Okay.
Louis,
Louis. All
I'm
right.
picking
there
Louis.
you go.
He's getting more comfortable in that skiff, and I think coming off a win out of Sorrel, well, not coming off a win, but winning in Sorrel, I think that is boosting his confidence, and he's going to do better.
Yeah.
I'm going with 45. I got to chat with those guys a little bit this weekend. Seems like they, I know they've been battling some issues since Decatur when they grenaded that thing a little bit, but it sounds like they figured some of their issues out this weekend, and boat looked really good until it broke down, and that was kind of when they figured out their problems, what I understand. So they kind of been the one to beat so far in the HRL series. I know they haven't necessarily won every final, but just from my perspective, that's been the boat to beat. I don't know. Sam's done a hell of a job in that boat these last couple of years. I think they're going to pull through.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a
Solid
good
pick.
Austin, you picking Dallas?
Man.
If you are, I'm
Man,
gonna punch you in the
since
nose.
I picked
Since
the 45
Kyle's
when
been-
we first started talking.
Who'd you pick?
There you go.
45.
He picked the 45.
45.
Man, you
Well,
ain't giving
I-
Dallas no love, so I'm gonna go with Dallas. I think
Yeah.
I think the 45 and 10, they're gonna be in each other's head. It's Valleyfield final. They're gonna jump the gun. Dallas is just gonna come around hopping, and there he is, Dallas and Corey.
There ain't no way. Ain't no way. There's no shot that's gonna happen.
2500
Who's your pick?
next?
Mine?
Yeah.
Fuck. Anybody else? I don't even know.
Don't forget,
I
you
mean,
got
the-
Greenlaw will probably be there.
Yeah.
Oh, he jumping the gun. He's getting that first turn first. I honestly have no idea. I mean, let's be honest. The JS35 has a better chance at winning at Valleyfield this year than the 721.
We're gonna have a boxing
pick-
match between Dallas and Bipes in the next couple
I would
episodes,
whip
man.
his ass. I'll take Jimmy. Let's go, Jimmy.
There you
Jimmy
go.
gave me a shout
5
out
in
in
a
his
row.
awards. Brandon didn't when he won. He didn't say a word about me.
I didn't
You
win.
didn't
They
even
They didn't
correct
give
your-
me.
You didn't even correct your
Right.
race committee that he was first place, and you let him hand him a second place trophy.
Because that would have been a conflict of interest, Bob. You don't know how that works.
Right.
Okay.
It's
I gotta
politics.
tread
And second
lightly.
don't
Politics.
second don't speak, so you didn't get no shout out. Sorry.
Gosh dang. Yeah, I'll
Man,
take
these
Jimmy. Let's go,
bugs are
Jimmy.
Bad out there in turn 2. I'll tell you what, I'm getting ate up like some bitch.
Jimmy was mad. I picked Dallas for Madison, so I'll pick him for Valleyfield.
All right.
There you go.
Hey, made you
Yeah, I
pick.
gotta make him
Y'all start
happy.
turn 2. I'm out of here.
We didn't see anything.
Isn't that blurry?
Man, looking at the
It's
thing, it
pretty
looks like I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. I ran out of my 2 gigabytes of high speed data, so I'm on budget plan right
You
now.
don't have unlimited?
Not in Canada. They only give you 2 gigabytes.
And you've already used it?
I was gonna go up Zell. Janix said come up there, but it's too much work. I got here too late. All good. It's working. You can hear me. That's all that matters.
All right,
Right,
so
right.
we hit the GP. Well, we hit the 350s. We hit the skiffs. Let's roll in the F2500s. What do we got there?
Man,
Yeah.
Tremblay.
yeah. I was gonna say I think Tremblay's got speed on this course.
Get
I
him
think
a-
he struggled a bit in Rockville, but
Get him on the shoots. That
Yeah.
guy's gone.
I think he's fast on the straightaway, but that boat is handling better than any other 2500 in the corner.
I think Sam's
Yeah.
due to put a full weekend together. I think that's, and not to knock Sam by any means, but I think that's what has prevented him from getting one of those wins so far. One of those final wins. It's just keeps, whether it's a gun jump or, he's had a couple weekends where he missed a heat and he ends up in lane 4, lane 5, lane 3, something like that. I think if he can put, and that's what it takes at Valleyfield, put a full weekend together, consistency, no mistakes, no bad luck, because at the end of the day in Valleyfield, it does take some luck.
Yeah, it does.
That boat's got the speed and the handling to run with the Eddies, the Johns. Tommy Shannon came on strong in Brockville. Got some fast boats to beat. But
I want to say with the F2500s, this narrower turn 2 is going to play a big role.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
those Fords come back
Huh?
competitive.
yeah,
What?
these boats,
Yeah.
if you watch a few of them, the top runners, they're rolling over on that right sponson a good amount. And at a lot of these courses, and if we're going into the race with the tightest course in the circuit, so I think that's going to play a major factor. So, and I think the yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, the reality is, I think in the 2.5 and the 2,500 class every year, you see boats that are performing very well have moments in that turn too, and usually multiple people pay a pretty significant price for it. So
I think
the person that wins is going to be the one that doesn't pay a price for those mistakes.
I think
I agree.
Samuel Tremblay is handling the best in a corner. So
I agree.
I think that's going to play a major.
Love you too.
I'm excited to see their
with that tighter
too.
corner. If your boat gets out of shape, you're going to bog down a hell of a lot more.
I think that's where the Hondas, like we've talked about, some of these tighter courses really being able to level the playing field. And I don't know if the courses to this point have been tight enough to really make that happen. But Battlefield Turn 2, I mean,
right,
you get through that, you hit one wave wrong, and those Hondas fall off. I don't want to say off the pipe, but to some degree,
pretty much, yeah.
It's going to take a minute to get that thing going again. I mean, we saw what happened in Valleyfield in that invitational final last year. I think Eddie probably overall speed was slightly faster than Grant, but that one lap, bad hop, Grant was able to get into range and drove it hard into turn 2 on that last lap and was able to pull by him on the chute.
Yeah.
So picks.
So
we got?
I'm picking Samuel Tremblay.
I think our boy Eddie's going to get it done this weekend. I think to this point in the year, I think he's been a little disappointed with his performance. I think he's had some bad luck, and I think he knows that maybe hasn't performed to the level that he's capable of. And again, not because he hasn't been driving the boat well. Bad luck getting that one heat called off in Brockville, things like that, hooking into the infield in Cambridge. But the boat's showing the speed. I think he's due for a weekend of things going the right way.
He has the speed there. Look, I love Eddie. I would like to see him put a full weekend together where he's aggressive and hangs it out there. Not hanging out there like flying the boat. I mean, just going all in for one weekend rather than being conservative. I know he's a good driver. He has every potential to go out there and win Valleyfield. But I think at a lot of times he races too reserved, and so I would like to see him go out there and just push it all weekend.
I think him and John approach that points battle and that year-long battle from different perspectives. John is balls to the wall every heat. Doesn't matter where he's starting at.
Yeah.
And I think Eddie looks at it as more of a long-term, bigger picture perspective. And I get it. And, Uncle G's told me in Valleyfield, it's just another race. Yeah. And it is.
Yeah.
But to win Valleyfield, sometimes you do have to treat it a little different.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think he's due for a weekend where things go his way. He's had some bad luck the first couple weekends, and Sorrell's kind of an oddball. At the end of the day, he let him coming out of the turn, and John just drove it in a little harder into turn 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, I don't think John would have came out. Not knocking John. John drives a hell of a race in the 2.5. I think if Eddie didn't get light on that backstretch at Sorrell, Eddie would have won that heat.
Well, that was different lap though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, John just basically. I was talking to him either last week or the weekend before. He said his only option in that heat, that final at Sorrell, was he had to beat Eddie to turn 2. Otherwise, it was over. And he just said, "Screw it. It's going to turn or it's not." And it did. What about you, Bud?
Yeah, I heard that.
Jacob.
It's a good pick, man. He's doing a good job this year.
Second place.
You don't have to tell me it's a good pick. I know it's a good pick. I don't need you to.
All right, boys. I'm gonna throw a wrench in this one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
26, going with a Ford to
Kevin
be
Smith.
honest.
All right.
Let's go with Kevin Smith. All right.
I like it.
It's a solid pick. Solid pick. I mean, he's always right there.
And he drives so smart.
Yeah.
He drives so smart. he takes what the course gives him, and I think we were obviously just talking about kind of driving beyond your bounds to some degree, and there's no doubt that Kevin's willing to push those limits, but he's a rare mistake type of driver.
Can we just put the 35 up at 2,500 after this weekend?
Don't
Yeah.
get us going on this one, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, they should have that conversation, right?
Just
We
Like,
tried to have
if-
that conversation prior to the season.
put
Like
them
it-
in 2,500 Friday.
I'll run the
Exactly, yeah,
invitational. That'd be
Friday.
fun.
Friday. That-
Let me run my
that would
2.5
be cool.
heat still, but I'll run the invitational.
Change
That'd
the
be
name
fun.
to the Disruptor.
That'd be wild. Yeah.
Just call it the wrench.
The
Yeah.
throw a wrench in there.
Yeah, like, because if you go through this weekend and win all your prelims and the final, like, they should really be like, hey,
Better
let's
knock
just
on
move
wood
on.
there, bud. Better not.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
I don't wanna
Matisse
talk
out
about
there
this
this
shit right
week
now.
too, so we're gonna throw a little
Matisse
bit
is
of
I don't
out
want
there.
to talk about this shit right now.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
brand new boat.
Matisse will have his brand new boat there.
Yeah, you're screwed. You're not winning.
Jesus.
Matisse is my pick in 2.5.
God damn. Fuck.
I'm taking that RCP sticker off, bro.
You can't. You don't know how.
Yeah.
Ronnie
No,
is
I
in
can't
here,
because
and
I'm too
Ronnie-
worried about messing up that wrap.
That's right. Sunday night, Ronnie said that we need to put a bigger and new sticker on the Grand Prix for RCP. So
Damn. He knew there was
I
an
don't know
RCP sticker on there?
I don't know if he knows that he told me that or that he's going to remember, but he did.
Well,
He
you
did.
have a banner he can hang off the hauler.
That thing, yeah.
From
cover
the
whole
stage.
hauler. Yeah, it'll cover the whole
There you go.
hauler.
That'd be cool. Yeah, bring that. We'll put it from the hauler every weekend. We'll
Am I
make
coming?
Jamie hang it up.
How many
Yeah.
people have commented? We have
0.
one vote.
Awesome.
One vote. Who is it?
Who's your pick?
Probably your
Sigh.
wife.
No. Sigh.
Hard.
Awesome.
No.
Shit, I see Tommy Shannon sneaking up in the points.
Oh, enough. Yeah.
There you go. I think that's a good
Like I
idea.
said, he came on strong in Brockville. I saw a performance out of that boat that I feel like we've all been expecting out of that, especially with a Honda in it, and it just hasn't been there. But damn,
I
he
believe.
looked good in Brockville.
Yeah, I believe he's been running the Honda longer than anyone else.
Yeah, it's him
So-
and Matisse. I think are the two longest running.
Yeah,
Hondas.
I've been wondering, like, did he have an old
I think
an
he had an
tune,
old
an older
ECU.
engine, didn't
I don't
have
know.
everything, and now he has all the updated stuff, and he is
I
getting
have no idea.
faster.
It
It
definitely
just-
seems so.
It was noticeably better in Brockville. There's no doubt about that. It would be.
I can't believe his thing got repaired after
Yeah.
Sorrel for Brockville.
Yeah.
That was pretty big damage, and the
Hell yeah, it
pictures
was.
were great. The thing stopped.
Yeah, it did. So we got so far we got the 113, 500, the 26, the 2. Oh no, I guess that's it. And then
Austin, what'd you pick?
the 4, you picked Tommy. right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Austin's
Yeah,
asleep.
four. Man, we got 5 different boats for 2.5 or 2,500 as it should be.
Who'd I pick?
That's impressive.
You picked the 2, Jacob.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's a good guy.
If you ever even talked to Jacob.
Nope.
Good kid.
To that pick though, Jacob's done a good job stepping up 2,500 this year. He's kept his nose
Yep.
clean, been consistent, sitting second in points. I think he's been on the podium every weekend.
Yep.
Maybe not last. I think he might have got a penalty in the final in Brockville. I could be mistaken, but it's doing what you got to do to be competitive in that class.
We skipping GP in 2.5.
Yeah, I'll pick.
Yeah.
I'll pick.
Go
2.5.
ahead.
2.5. Matisse easily. Grand Prix. I'm going to say the 79. I just don't know who's driving yet. But that's what I think's going to win.
Nikolai.
I don't think they know who's driving either.
Is
We'll
Bernard
see.
up there yet?
Bernard's at some bar.
Ah.
I know that. He's posting pictures today. He's hanging
Oh,
out
yeah,
with
they're in
Ken
Brockville.
Lupton. Hanging out with Ken Lupton.
Uh-oh.
I passed him on the way here.
Did you wave at him?
Somebody's got to be at Valleyfield first. Might as well be me.
You're at Madison
I
first.
believe Eric Longevan beat you there in Canada Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Is
That's
Eric's
true.
boat fixed?
Yeah, I think so.
Good stuff.
Sweet.
Good stuff.
No, I
See?
think it's
Getting them out of
obviously
the
That's
pits
good.
early
All the
can help.
GPs were
Yeah,
getting
it
worked
sucks
on this
seeing
week.
them leave.
Ours, the 3071,
Yeah,
212.
y'all
What'd
kept
you
Joe
guys work
Sobey
on?
birthday busy on his birthday,
We had,
man.
we had,
Cardio.
we had a little crack, so I'll let Sovi take care of it for me.
Happy
Hey, good
birthday,
guy.
Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Wait on that
Joe, happy
package tomorrow,
birthday.
Joe. Don't leave till you get it, bud.
Yep. Might have come with the wild one.
So,
All right.
All right.
It's
I know why a
Wednesday
lot of-
and Valleyfield and Brandon's sober. He doesn't have to blow tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's kind of
Just one
wild,
day.
ain't it?
ask him how
I
many
know you're
beers
going
he
to link
brought
up with
Madison.
Threat in a few minutes.
I might. That's a good idea. Although he seemed like he was a little too far ahead for me to catch up.
Sorry. He'll give you one of those strong, spicy 7-Ups.
Yeah.
So
I gotta hang
how's
out with Brandon. He brought 0 beers. 0.
how is the weather?
0.
How's the weather looking for Valleyfield this weekend?
I
Little
think
bit of
pretty
rain.
good. Sunday we might have a little rain.
Yeah.
Gonna be warm, not Madison warm. Fuck me, man. Holy
Ain't
shit.
nothing, Madison.
Nobody's
That's
gonna do that.
ridiculous.
How was it, Brandon? Saturday going from unlimited to Grand Prix to unlimited to Grand Prix within like 2 hours.
I was pretty beat.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
having to do
looked
those 15
like a
laps was a
train
lot.
wreck every time he got back into that hauler, man. He looked like he just went 10 rounds with Tyson every time.
That heat it wasn't the muzzles, it was that heat.
You've been working out, dude.
I told you I ran across the bridge. Ain't nobody believe me.
Physically,
hair-
You, yeah,
his hair
in
was
terms of like
really nice.
physically
Exhausted.
demanding, what was the difference unlimited to GP? Was it like quite a step up in terms of, you know?
Nah, I mean,
no?
I don't know. It's hard to say without being like in the middle in a
Yeah.
final stuff like that.
Be
But
honest.
from what I saw
Be
there,
honest.
the GP is more physically demanding. I mean, it beats you around. You're wrenching on it. The speed feels like more like it's more intense of a heat. The unlimited, you don't feel the speed at all in a straightaway. I think we went 183, and I felt like I was going like 50. So, but once you turn into the corner, the G forces are substantial. So I feel like where you need to be strong is in like your neck muscles, like they do in F1 and stuff, because you're pulling a lot of G load. But
How are
steering
your
was
neck
pretty
muscles?
good. Pretty good. I think so. I'm
You
used
have
to
some good
saying
neck
yes to
muscles?
my wife. Yep.
Oh, saying yes to your wife?
Yep.
Is that what they
Kind of
call
like
it now?
you. That's why you're not coming here.
No, I got one vote that says I am.
show Jess that she's gonna be like, all right.
She's gonna be pissed. She just walked downstairs and went back up. She
100% of the
hates
votes
when-
were for yes.
Yeah, she hates when I'm on the podcast. I can't really blame her though. I hate it too.
We do too.
All right, we
I
did
haven't
our
been on in
picks.
a while.
We did our picks.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead. Your show. I'm just here.
I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock. I feel like we kind of got to wrap this up. So let's everybody give
Wrap it
one
up
thing
then, bub.
they're expecting from the weekend, one thing they're looking forward to from the weekend. I don't know. Spice it up. a
I'm
little
looking
bit.
forward to finding out what the heck's going on up here. I mean,
Fair enough.
I don't know. No changes. What's going on? 4-boat final, 5-boat final, 7. What we doing? I don't know. But
You gotta call.
Where
You
are
gotta
all
call
the Grand Prix?
hey, you got to call headquarters in Brockville.
yeah, I'll have to ask. Yep. Definitely got to call the right people. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show. I think all weekend. Everybody gets jazzed up for this. All classes are gonna have a lot of competition. It's gonna be fun. They got Smash Mouth playing here. I mean, that's not Dustin Lynch, but it's a step up from not knowing who's playing for us Americans, at least.
No
So yeah, when I went last year to when they introduced you, Brandon, because I didn't go when they introduced Kyle.
Go figure.
That's rude.
It was all in French. Like the bands and everything was in French. And then
Yep.
Mario Blaine took the mic and started talking. I felt like I was in some rally. I didn't understand anything, but everybody was getting excited. And I had no idea. So at that point, I was checked out of the whole concert at Valleyfield because I don't
Yep.
ridiculous. That's why Madison's better. I can understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Sorrel did it good a couple years ago. They
Yeah.
had a guy, Matt Lang, a country singer from up here that did both English and French. I was
Yeah,
like, that
dude
was pretty
spoke
cool.
like aggressive French and then somehow sounded like Kenny Chesney at the same time. I don't know. Didn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me at all.
Where are all the
But
Grand
it's
Prix
still
at this
always good
weekend?
time.
You only have 9, 8, 10. However
I
many
guess
you have.
10, I think.
they all either went. Some of them went back to the West Coast. Some are broke. Some are just staying home. I don't know what's going on.
Where's Mayhem?
I don't know. I think it's that thing that I spoke on earlier. We got to build this back up to being the biggest and baddest
Yeah.
race in the world, because it is. I mean, Madison's great. Some of these other races are great too, but like this is still the
Unbelievable.
mecca of boat racing.
Yeah, that's why there's only 10 going there. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I can't tell you why they're not going here, but
Because it sucks.
nah.
It's probably trying to cross the border, make sure they get back. You never know right now.
Maybe they let us cross, no problem.
Well,
Are they
guys,
gonna let me across tomorrow?
your wife's
They
not letting
shouldn't.
you across.
They shouldn't.
Brandon heard her. She said I could go.
She just texted me and said she flattened your tires. You
She's
ain't
in
going
her-
nowhere, bub.
She's in bed. She hasn't done anything today. She's pregnant,
She
exhausted.
said she
taking
just
care
came
of 2
downstairs.
Kids. Yeah, to get
And she was
water.
moving.
To get
She
water.
was thirsty from the exercise it took to go pop your tires.
Yeah, she wouldn't do
Keep
that.
buttering her up, Kyle. I hear you trying to butter her up, but you know what? What I told you should do: put both girls in the car and come on out here. Let her have a weekend by herself.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
All right. So let's wrap this up. Let's
Yep.
What are all right? Let's go one by one. What are you guys looking forward to the weekend? What about you, Brandon?
I already said mine, I think. So I'll let
Okay.
Kyle go.
Yes.
Spipes,
Kyle
what
Hayes?
about you? Deciding on what your wife's gonna pick, go or not go. Is that what you're looking
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, and seeing if anybody can solve the Brandon Kennedy puzzle, as Brad Luce says.
What's up, Brandon
Daryl's up there
Kennedy?
Daryl's up there this weekend. Brandon Kennedy's
Oh,
fast
cool.
as shit, boy. I need you to talk to Daryl, see if we can make that announcement soon. That's on you.
Yeah.
While you're up there.
Yep. I got it. I'll handle it. I'll have a meeting with him.
He's
in
up there
January.
tonight. Go find him.
Dude, I was in a restaurant with him last week and he didn't know who I was. I ain't big
You-
time yet.
You weren't
He
qualified
was on
yet.
a podcast.
I
with
wasn't.
you,
I wasn't qualified yet, so he didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
and you had him on the podcast.
Right. Nah, I think he was just paying attention to the people he was with
Yeah.
and blinders on. He definitely heard my kids because they were wild at that restaurant.
What restaurant did you go to?
Mad love.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
there.
that ain't bad. Yeah, that's where you stayed when you put the hole in my ceiling. That's where you were staying. Are you ever
stayed-
going to come down and fix
The-
it?
Where-
the
Does
Airbnb's
anybody know
right
where
next to
Mason
Mad
stayed?
Love.
Yeah,
Does
who-
anybody
who
know where
Mason-
Mason stayed Saturday? What was her
No
name?
clue.
We
What was
have
her
a
name?
reward. We have a reward. Whoever tells us where Mason McClure stayed that one night in Madison.
He's going back in September for a wedding. With her.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon
Are you
said that he's got
shitting
to
me?
crash it. Yeah, Brandon said he's got to crash at my house.
No,
Sounds
yeah,
like he ain't crashing
you want to know
at
what
my
I
house.
said? I said Kyle probably knows whose wedding it is because I'm sure when a wedding
And I
happens in
do.
that town, the whole town knows.
It's Trey Holt's cousin's wedding. It's our crew chief's cousin's wedding. Yeah. I'm going to find
There
out
we
who
go.
it is.
That's hilarious. All right, Kyle,
Austin, go.
Austin.
Oh, shit.
Invitationals on Friday. They showed out last year, so hoping they do again this year.
Yes, sir. I agree with
Well,
that
They were
100%.
two really good finals, and like we said, the 3 boat heats really, or the 3 lap heats really make for some intense battling. I'd say, I mean, shit, there's a lot of stuff to expect out of this weekend, a lot of stuff to look forward to. I know from my perspective, I'm really hoping I can get the goddamn job done. A little bit of pressure going in as the favorite, but like Uncle G said, it's just another race. Gotta go do the same thing we've been doing. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say I don't want to say I'm looking forward
100%.
to, but I'm really hoping to be standing on that checkered dot come Sunday afternoon.
Are you going to give me a shout out if you do?
Hell no, I ain't giving you no shout out.
Shit.
At least River City Printing, maybe.
Maybe.
Gotta do
He
it
does
for
a good
Fars.
job.
You got to do it for
These two do a
Fars.
great job. Yeah, these two do a great job of their weekend wrap ups. They tag every sponsor. They're good dudes.
I might forget to mention you in my speech after, but
That's okay,
Brandon
you're
does
not
a
putting me on
weekend
the
wrap
spot.
up and forgets to thank everybody. Didn't even thank the guy that helped him get to where he's at.
I thank my new sponsor, Decatur Mold and Engineering. Good people.
Good people. Met him this weekend. Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah. Maybe I'll sponsor a little event
Kyle,
next year.
what maybe. Kyle, what's on your mind this weekend or whatever we're talking about?
Didn't he just say it,
He
Bub?
just
He
answered.
just said it.
All right,
Wants
Bobby,
to
what
be
you
on the
got,
checking
Bobby?
doc. He already.
I'm just looking
Oh, my
forward to
God.
people finally letting it all hang out and.
Whoa,
Jesus.
Oh, watch what you wish for there, Bub.
Damn it.
Jesus!
Seen it
Just
up
getting after
there.
10
All right,
o'clock. and Bob's
I'll
getting
put
weird.
that different. I'll put that different. Just put it all on the line. I don't want to see any. Oh, I'm saving the boat. I'm doing this. I want people to go out there, race as hard as they effing can, put it out there, and see what they got.
Are you going to Valleyfield,
I
Bob?
do not. No. I do not want to hear any excuses at the end of the weekend. Not, oh, we didn't have the right gears, we didn't have the right prop, not the right skip and rudder. My B engine, A engine is still in the
Drive.
shop. I don't have the right carburetor. Like, just fucking show up and go. Just
Let's go.
put it all out there.
But do you know how
That's
much
what I
it
wanna
costs to dyno engines now for Grand Prix? It's 130,000.
100, Jesus Christ. I'm buying a dyno tomorrow. Let's go.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
There's one.
2 weeks.
There's one Grand Prix owner that did that.
Really?
Yeah.
How stupid can you be?
He must have had a bad influence.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Man.
That was creative, Brandon. That was creative.
Really? That 130 for dynoing?
2 weeks of it, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Still
Okay,
couldn't
well,
beat Brandon
2
last
weeks of
weekend.
it kind of makes sense. It's still crazy.
Come on, bro. Don't stop with the pressure. You put too much pressure on.
All right.
Valleyfield.
All right.
Anybody can win Valleyfield.
It's just another race, Uncle G said.
That's it. That's how you work it.
Mm-hmm. Heat by heat.
We'll see how it goes.
And put it on kill for the final. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Brandon, just know that if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, have another water with me," it means either Kyle or Bobby are coming to see you.
Yeah, please don't keep
The-
me out till 1
the
a.m. for
worst
a
attempt.
surprise.
Somehow it worked though. I don't know how.
Yeah, it did
Man, you
work.
couldn't
I
tell
was
me no.
impressed.
Well, if I had to go tell Carson, like, "Hey, he can't leave."
Yeah, I was surprised she still wanted to stay out.
Oh,
That's
she's
when
not
you
telling me
do
no
something,
either.
What's
Your
that?
wife did though.
What are we wrapping up with? Are we done?
Well, what I'll wrap up with is Bipes. You ain't getting no shout out at the end of the weekend. Folks, watch out for the stream assassin Bobby Kennedy in the comments all weekend.
Fact. Fact.
You probably won't hear from Austin. Well,
Hey
it's no-
Bob, just
I'll be
sign in
working.
the Chasing Tails. That way they don't know who's posting it. That's what I did for Brockville, I think it was.
Oh, man.
They'll think it's Patty.
I was just doing shameless plugs the whole weekend. I'm like, hey, come watch Chasing Tails on
They
Wednesday.
deleted mine the one time I tried to do it.
Oh man, no, we was doing it.
Oh shit.
I'm surprised I haven't been banned because every time I get on there, I just start talking shit about Bobby. So I don't get banned, but some other
They
guy came
enjoy
in
it.
talking shit
Well,
about
that's
Bobby.
why you
and
don't
they
get banned.
immediately
Bob's
kicked him.
talking shit about the stream. They're just pumped
Someone
to have
started
somebody
saying
else
something
start
about
going
me?
at Bob.
Yeah, it was the Sorrel. It was one
Yeah.
of them. Somebody came in and was talking shit about you, and they blocked him.
Oh, no shit.
Nice.
What was he saying?
Same stuff I say. You suck. Like, just normal stuff.
Wait,
Uh,
Yeah, he got banned though. I don't get banned. They know me.
Did you guys see on the last podcast someone commented, Austin, what's your social security number?
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my. Yeah, we've been
Did you
getting a
answer
lot
it?
of weird
This
comments.
stuff was wild.
Did you answer it?
No.
What is it? What's your social?
1111.
That's not how it starts.
1111.
All right, wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, God, end it for us, please.
Look,
We're done.
Madison was an awesome weekend. Are you me, Kyle, or that Kyle? We don't want him.
No,
posting
you,
shit.
Kyle.
You a
No.
haze.
Madison
You a
was
haze.
an
Yeah.
awesome weekend. Like we said, I think there was more to be desired, but I think with the factors that were at play, I think it was a hell of an event, successful event, a fun event, at least from my perspective. And anybody that didn't have fun, well, shit, you didn't try hard enough to have fun. Shouldn't have taken that much effort. And it leads us really well into what's debatably, although I think one of the here we go. That didn't take long. Debatably the best weekend of the summer. Like I said, debatably, but I know I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody sitting at home's been waiting for it. That's kind of what we build up to all year. And I mean, it seems to year in, year out, without fail, provide some of the best action, some of the best entertainment. And as much as we know who favorites are and who's running well and who's not and who's got improvements to be made, there's always surprises this weekend. There's always epic failures and epic triumphs. And I think at the end of the day, if you want to see who does what, you just got to tune in and find out.
100%. Watch the live stream. We're signing out.
Love it.
Chasing tails.
No.
Peace.
See y'all.
And
next
it,
week.
Austin. You know how to do that?
Good luck,
I'm
everyone.
a